Hey, this is Notser, and this is the Tier 9 British cruiser, Neptune. She has 44,900 health, a top speed of 33.5 knots, 12 152mm guns, 16 torpedoes, a surface detect of 10.1 kilometers, and 88 AA defense rating. For my modules, reduced crit chance on main armament, improved aiming accuracy, improved rate of fire, reduced the chance of flooded fire, faster rudder shift, concealment. For my commander, priority target, expert marksman, adrenaline rush, superintendent, and concealment again. We are on the map Shatter, and once again, if you watched Untitled, I'm sick. I apologize if there is slight audio differences in my voice. That's because hopefully I don't have any weird sickness come through. I try and cut that out. But I apologize if it does. So, in this game, we spawned somewhere on the western side of the northern spawn. I didn't really like that area. It was too far away from C point and B point where most of my team spawned, so I decided to head straight for B. I noticed that this friendly Fletcher had also gone to this point, and he was popping his smoke, so why not take advantage of it? Anyone who's familiar with the British cruisers, you want to use smoke all the time, and we have an enemy, Kutuzov, who is showing a little bit too much side, but he's angling away just in the nick of time. I just have to elevate my guns. And basically, I'm going to sit in the smoke and take advantage of any enemy that is showing too much of his side. Initially, it was the enemy Kutuzov because obviously he was showing a broadside, but he's going to go behind the island. He knows that something's up. The North Carolina, though, is on the table. There's also a Pensacola, but he's actually just outside of my range, using the rate of fire, obviously, versus the range module that I did previously on the ship. Makes for a better rate of fire, but it gives up range. The rate of fire is nice. The range is also nice. It just depends on how you play it. If you sit in smoke and you take advantage of targets and you have a pretty good idea of how to lead a target, the range is irrelevant. It really is, but if there's a target that is within your effective natural range, then you're going to gain from the rate of fire. And this enemy North Carolina, for whatever reason, he's like, you know what? I'm going to hide. And by the way, I was looking back to make sure that I never was at 1 second spotted. I noticed that the Fletcher's smoke was dissipating slowly as it creeped towards me. He used smoke entering B, so I read it as when he got to the final smoke pod, or the final smoke charge, I would use my own. So we were never actually spotted. I also decided to use hydroacoustic because, let's face it, when there's smoke, it's just a normal attack area to send your torpedoes. So just cover all your bases. Don't get complacent. That's really where people get in trouble. Now, I see that a friendly shore, is going after an enemy Miyoko, but I just don't have an angle. I do have an angle on this Fletcher, and I'm going to try and assist my friendly, who, obviously, if the Fletcher's detected and he hasn't fired his guns, they're both detecting each other, and it's a race. Who can kill who first? There are a lot of enemies in the area that can engage, and I'm just afraid to look at my friendly's health. I'm not doing as much, I'm not doing as much damage as I would have liked. Willie is going to die if I don't do some crazy amount of damage. And 3,000 is pretty good. Ooh, those torpedoes might be good. I'm really hoping that he trades up because he died. And one last salvo. Alright, he's out of the area. I don't know how much health he has. I really can't afford to press into him because look at the enemy spawn. There's like 8 or 9 over there. I really want to kill him. So I'm going to send my torpedoes. And this is the narrow spread, right? We also get a quick glance of a torpedo. That would tell me that the torpedo could be associated with more, and I think hydroacoustic was just up for that little bit to detect it, and I just want to be sure. Angle away, and yes, we're safe. Okay. Doubt that the torpedoes will hit the target. So, we have lost 4 friendly ships. We do have a base on them, though, and that is significant. We need to make a play. Now, how can we make a play for our team? Oh, there's more torpedoes, obviously. How can we make a play for our team? Well, there's a couple enemies on the western side of the map that are isolated from this massive group. Are there enemy ships that are in a gap in any area like that? I really would like to take advantage of that if that's a possibility. I see a friendly Atlanta who seems to be filling up that gap nicely, and he doesn't really see any enemies that are of any concern. That's important as well, because if I flash across this and I can't assist in working out the Myoko, I could just take damage from some battleship. So it seems that it's pretty safe. Now, a friendly gets a big citadel on the enemy Myoko, and we are the lucky one who has the last shot on him and takes him out. For most of that engagement, I was actually hidden by the island, and that worked out great. The friendly Atlanta seems to be going after an Izumo, and ooh, there's a Hipper! Look at that Hipper. That Hipper's pretty low. And we're detected by the Izumo. We've got a broadside shot, so why not fire my AP? The Hipper is making a run. Yeah, and he's looking right at us, so we need to angle away. Please miss the citadel. Ooh. Now, notice his angling. We're both firing AP at each other. It's all about who fires at the correct location. When a target is angled like this, you need to aim for the superstructure. The hull armor is too thick. It's going to bounce off. So you notice how I elevate the gun in order to hit the superstructure. And we have traded pretty well. Now, I do get a little greedy here, showing a little bit too much side, I think. Yep, that was the citadel. Look how much health we lost. But I have better rate of fire than him, and I'm aiming at the correct location. Now, can we actually hit the superstructure? There we go. Hipper's defeated, and look at the massive heal that the Neptune can benefit from. So the citadel wasn't a huge... I mean, it was a huge deal, but it wasn't the end shot. And we have the benefit of Cyclone as well. So, when you have Cyclone, you need to keep a couple things in mind. It's very hard for the enemy team to stick together. You can pick off stragglers as they appear in your radar range, or the concealment, the effective ship range with Cyclone up. Thank you. Thank you. I don't believe the enemy has any more radar available. The Baltimore that did have radar is dead. Radar works in Cyclone, and it's the cheesiest thing you could possibly do, because it gives you the detectability that you need, and they can't see you. He can engage at 9 kilometers. I still need to be within 7 in order to see the target, let alone fire at him. So yes, you need to keep in mind the Soviet and the American cruisers, even the Missouri if that's the case, but you get the idea. The Atlanta as well. Yeah, but we can take advantage of this. We have a deficit on ships, but an advantage on points. I can try and isolate the enemy destroyers, cruisers, even battleships, and kill them. The Neptune is that strong. The torpedo systems are great. You just can't miss them. And obviously, that's a big if. Yeah, you just can't miss your torpedoes, huh? Oh, Notser, yeah. We lose another friendly. Not surprising. He was all the way in the eastern side of the map. And there appears to be an enemy ship trying to capture C point. So let's just try to rotate around B. Maybe we'll catch him off guard, and conveniently, my friend the Atlanta spots out an enemy destroyer. So I should be able to engage the destroyer, who is, I think he's popped his smoke. But remember, the Atlanta has radar. Smoke doesn't really matter. We just need to get in range to assist. And he's trying to back up. He's like, oh crap. All I have to do is line of sight the Atlanta. Well, he didn't think I would be there, and we have to actually hit the target in order for him to fear us. But when we do, as the AP of the Neptune, it's just going to do great damage. He sent out torpedoes. We got lucky. We got lucky there that his angle wasn't in an appropriate spot so that the torpedoes could work out. And the friendly asked me, do I have Hydro? And I say, yes, but I can't continue on that flank. You know why I can't continue on that flank? I feel like that flank is a waste of time. And why do I think it's a waste of time? Because we've got to try and hold off the enemy at C point. If I can find them and isolate and destroy, I think I could just run through the enemy. That's how confident, that's how much, I don't know, I feel like I've developed my skill level to such a degree that I can, 1 versus 1, take people out and try and surprise them. And they were laughing because they obviously were watching my content. They know I run into the island. It got very close to that island, but we didn't run into the island. We didn't pull a Notser. and my teammates are getting overwhelmed. The friendly battleship is in trouble. I'm detected, so that means that someone is, yep, right on my doorstep. Enemy Pensacola. So I'm going to fire at the Pensacola. He is angled. The AP isn't ideal. As long as I... Ooh, wait, no. Let's go after the broadside Kutuzov, who pops his smoke, but we do get a Citadel, and we do take him out. We got so lucky there. But if you know, it's always, you don't want to use your smoke too early, and I think we're actually running the island. Yep, here's the Notser pulled. But you don't want to use your smoke too early. But when you use it too late, well, guess what? You're dead. The Pensacola can benefit from it, but I've got hydroacoustic, and I intend to use it to pick these guys off as they're remaining behind. Did a quick check to see, are the torpedoes effective against the battleships? No, they are not. They are not moving fast enough. I need to catch up, take out the Pensacola, maybe run into a battleship that shows too much side on this flank, use that smoke to my advantage, and then if I have to, I can use my smoke. You've got an idea. You've got plays that can be made. I use hydroacoustic. I do indeed detect the Pensacola, and the Pensacola is trying to rotate around the island quickly. I wouldn't blame him. He's like, guys, I need help. There's a cruiser right behind me. Yeah, help is not going to come for you, my friend. We will be able to take you out. And we take out the enemy aircraft that tries to spot us out. The Cruisin now. I'm going to send my torpedoes just in case he maintains the same speed and heading, and we're going to fire behind the smoke. He can't see us now once we go behind the smoke. His guns aren't in position. I have hydroacoustic up. We see that there are torpedoes, and we're just going to lay into this guy, drop our speed, angle away. It's just going to devastate. Just look at how much damage we can do so quickly. I don't even need to worry about staying in the smoke because the torpedoes, our guns, we did so much damage to the guy. He just got caught out completely in the open. Nothing he could do. He tried to send torpedoes, but that was not the solution. Friendly Nagato is very low. It looks like an enemy battleship intends to go down that corridor, and I was moving back in order to send torpedoes if he decided to come through. Notice that the torpedoes are still available on my starboard side, and if I had to, I would use the island to block line of sight, send the torpedoes in the last possible second, and kill the Izumo. He probably knows that's a possibility, so I don't know if he'll come through. We're almost going to detect that enemy destroyer, and I was ready to detect it. Use the island to block line of sight, or even the fire ability of the Izumo, and take out the enemy destroyer. I'm never going to pass up a chance to kill a destroyer. I don't care how close an enemy battleship is. The destroyer is the harder kill here. And he's either run aground or dropped his speed. Either way, you need to look at the smokestack, a combination of the smokestack, and just a feel for the enemy. You notice how I'm compensating? I can't let him get out. I'm going to try my best to kill him before he gets out. He's dropping slow. Yeah, oh, that was a good salvo. Is this enough? Is he going to be able to hide behind the island? Oh, he ran into the island. Oh, well, that's embarrassing. We also have an enemy cruiser, and I'm a cool guy. I don't watch explosions. I just blow things up, and then I transition to the Pensacola that's backing up into my position. I use my smoke to deny him line of sight, and he's perfectly broadside. Perfectly broadside. So we're going to fire at the waterline, and we're just going to kill him so quickly. And yeah, there you go. Friendly Akizuki was trying to assist, and he takes a torpedo that the enemy Mahan, of course, sent. I thankfully dropped my speed, but we do take one in the nose. I repaired, of course. I can't allow the flood to take me out. And our torpedoes are back on our port side, so now we have to design our strategy around the port side. And I'm detected for whatever reason. It's the enemy Izumo. Yes, the Izumo, and he's backing out of there. He does not want to go through that corridor. Interesting. If all of the enemies would have moved together towards a common enemy, they probably could have overwhelmed me and taken me out. But the Izumo did not want to go. The Pensacola went, and he went poorly, obviously. And now it's just me versus the two enemy ships. I have to survive for 3 minutes. We know that the enemy is capturing C, and also that the Fletcher is trying to come and assist his friendly, but he's out in the open. This is an easy kill for me. I don't have any trouble whatsoever going after this guy, and he's going to have a hell of a time trying to do damage to me. I'm angled. I have a massive rate of fire advantage and damage output. It's just, Oh, he ran to the island. Another Notser pulled in front of Notser. Well, we won't pass this up, will we? No, of course not. He tries to pop his smoke, but we do benefit with the last salvo, and it does take out the enemy. And the Izumo looks to try and meet me right as I am moving forward. And the chat is really funny, actually. They're like, oh, look, Notser, someone pulled a Notser. Oh, is Notser going to carry us? So far, so good. And this Izumo, I want to obviously use my torpedoes in order to ambush him. Is he going to make that same play? I don't think so. Maybe. It's hard to say. So far, this player has been very aware of the threat that I pose to him every single time he was given a chance to move through a choke point, an easy torpedo location. He has refused to go there. But he's going to lose the game if he doesn't kill me. And I'm trying to decide if I should use both of my torpedoes or one. And I ultimately decide, okay, we're going to send one. I assume that he is going to be too passive. I still want to have a torpedo set that I can kill him outright with. And I do have enough with a full broadside torpedo. The 4 is plenty to kill him. Very much so. Worst case scenario, we do something crazy, right? We'll come to that point when we do. I did not want to just sail out and let him beat me. I have the advantage here. He has to come to me on my terms. So I'm backing up, trying to make sure that I have just enough angle to move the torpedo tubes into position to use against him. I also decide to pop my smoke to deny line of sight. So he really does have to commit to going into the mouth of hell as far as he's concerned, because he's really avoided me, and just blindly trust that I'm going to miss. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow him the opportunity for me to make a mistake. I don't have to do anything. You have to be aggressive. And you would be surprised how often the team decides, you know what? We don't need to win. You have to play aggressively or you're going to lose the game. Don't throw it away. Let them make the mistake. You have the clear advantage. Clear advantage. Just allow them to make the mistake. Yeah, this is sort of goofy, backing up the entire way, but I don't have the chance to turn around. If he's playing it the way he's supposed to just sail really quickly around and try and catch me. But he's not going to do it. He's afraid. He's afraid to lose a ship. Well, guess what? You lost the game, buddy. You lost the game. And I was pretty happy with my performance. I did indeed exploit the fact that the enemy was not playing together. We earned Confederate, Kraken Unleashed, 7 kills, 136,000 points of damage done. I earned 2,562 base XP. I complimented the guy. He obviously knew what he was doing, but he just wasn't willing to risk his ship to win the game. And you need to do that in that situation. It's very obvious that that's what you're supposed to do. But some people would prefer that the enemy make the mistake rather than for them to win the game. Most of my damage was my main battery, just a couple little torpedoes. But we were going to hit torpedoes if our main battery didn't do so much damage against that Izumo. And the Pensacola. It was fun. I enjoyed the Neptune. I hope you enjoyed seeing the Neptune really bring it back and win the game for the team. I hope you have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you next time.